Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a book haul. So recently, me, my boyfriend, and his little sister went to this used bookstore which is about an hour away from where we live. It's called the Book Barn, and it's basically just a thrift store of books, but like way cooler than like your average Goodwill. So basically a lot of the books there are very low priced, ranging between like $1, and I think the most expensive book I saw there was like $6 or $7. They have some like decorative books, like the kinds that you would see on people, like fancy people's bookshelves, like if you think of a rich person, like the kind of books that they would have on their bookshelf. And those are a little bit more expensive because obviously they're decorative books. We put a limit that both me and my boyfriend's little sister can have 10 books each. I did not reach that limit because I had a list of books going in and I couldn't find a bunch of them, so I ended up getting some on a thrift book website later. We also found this really cool antique store that was right across the street. So I ended up getting 12 books, but that's just because I also found some at Target that were on sale and I couldn't resist. So starting at what I got from the Book Barn, I got 7 books from the Book Barn. I found these, which is really exciting. They're graphic novels of the Twilight books. I am a Twilight book fan, and if you hold the books, yikes. So if you hold the books like this, they kind of form a picture, and isn't that beautiful? Oh my god, I love it. Yeah, so I am really excited to read these. I don't know if both of these books cover the whole first book, like the whole first Twilight book. I'm not exactly sure, but just to kind of like look at some of the pictures on the inside, I'm really excited to read this. I didn't know I wanted this until I saw it, and then I had to have it. Like, you know how it goes. If there are more books in the series, I'll probably end up finding them online. These were the only 2 I saw at the Book Barn, so I just got what they had. So moving on, I got these 2 books, also from the Book Barn. I believe they were like $2 each. $3 each, excuse me. So this book I remember seeing in libraries when I was in high school, maybe late middle school. I don't exactly know when this book came out. So it came out in 2011, so I was in high school. And I picked it up wanting to read it. It's a dystopian book that kind of has like not Hunger Games, it kind of has Divergent vibes. And kind of like The Giver, where the society kind of chooses things for you. So the society chooses which kind of life mate you're gonna have. Not exactly sure how it goes because I haven't exactly read it yet, but I'm excited because I have tried to read this before and it just wasn't in the headspace, I think. And then my library rental right now, I don't know. Yeah, I had to give it back to the library. And then this one, I feel like I've seen it before in libraries, not exactly sure. I've never picked it up, but it was something I kind of like, once I saw it, I was like, oh, that's something I want to read. Like, I'm pretty sure that's something I want to read. I haven't actually read the back, but let's read it real quick. After a horrible accident claims the lives of her family, 16-year-old Ever Bloom can see people's auras, hear their thoughts, and know someone's entire life story by touching them. Going out of her way to avoid human contact and suppress her abilities, she has been branded a freak at her new high school, but everything changes when she meets Damien August. I think that's how you say it. Damien is gorgeous, exotic, and wealthy. He's the only one who can silence the noise and random energy in her head. Wielding a magic so intense it's as though he can peer straight into her soul As Ever is drawn deeper into the enticing world of secrets and mystery, she's left with more questions than answers. And she has no idea who he really is or what he is. The only thing she knows to be true is that she's falling deeply and helplessly in love with him. This is definitely a type of book I would have picked up in high school and devoured. And I don't know, I haven't read a book. I don't know, once I left high school, my reading kind of changed, and I'm not exactly sure why. Like, I wanted to read more broader, I guess, but this was like pretty much every type of book I would read in high school, and I'm really excited to get back to that. So the next 3 books are smaller little books, and each one of these books are they're kind of comfort books. I don't want to talk too much about them because I am going to be making a video about my comfort books. And this one I'm making 2 videos on, like, because this is the book that became True Blood, and so I'm going to be filming a video of like book to TV. I think I might start a series on that. I think that'd be really interesting to do, like book to TV reviews, I guess. This one, definitely a comfort book. It's the first book in the Narnia series. The Magician's Nephew. Oh, it's my receipt. The Magician's Nephew. I've read this book a couple times. I loved it. Not going to talk much more on it, but definitely a favorite. And then this book was not the book I was looking for at the book barn. This is also the last book I got from the book barn. This is called The Dead and the Gone by Susan Beth Pfeffer, I think is how you say her last name. I'm not exactly sure, but I don't know. So this is the second book in a series, and I believe they're companion novels. I don't think they are like series. But I wanted the first book because I read the first book a couple times, and that's also a comfort book, and I kind of just think about it often, and it just stayed with me. So moving on to the books I got from the online thrift bookstore is this book, which does not have the dust jacket because it was thrifted. And this one is Life as We Knew It, which is the first book to this one. I was upset with how this book came in the mail because I got 3 books from this website, and they came in 2 different packages, where one package was a box, a cardboard box, and the books look great. I'll show you in a second. This one came in a bag, and there was absolutely no padding in it, and I'm upset by that because it's a book and I want it to be the quality that I paid for. I don't know, like, I understand that it's thrifted and everything, but then if you see stuff like this on here, I'm not sure if this happened in shipping or if this happened from its previous owner. We also have a little bit of damage, but again, that could be from the previous owner or it could be from shipping. I'm not exactly sure. But this is, so I never even told you what this series is about. So this series is about, it's a sci-fi YA where there's like a metaphor, where there's a meteor and it strikes the moon with so much force that it pushes the moon closer to the earth. And then you have to use a whole lot of imagination you just have to accept this as a fact. The moon gets pushed closer to the earth, ignore all the science that you know, and just accept it, otherwise you won't enjoy these books. And a lot of mayhem happens on Earth, so like they lose power, and there's those seasons are thrown off and everything, and it's just about this girl and her family who are trying to survive their new normal. They're kind of like apocalyptic normal. I'm not exactly sure if it's apocalypse, but kind of, because there's a lot of mayhem. I don't know. I really enjoy it. When I read this in middle school, I would say it's a 5 stars, but I'm gonna reread it, so we'll see. The next 2 books that I got from this thriftbooks.com are these 2. I'm so excited. Okay, so first, I'm so excited. A Court of Thorns and Roses. I'm so excited. Literally everybody online is talking about this, is reading this, like the whole series. I'm excited. So I'm probably going to do a video on this because it's such a popular book right now. And last time I did a video on a popular book, We Were Liars. I'll like tag that above. One day I'm gonna be less awkward. But anyways, so last time I did a video about like a popular book, it did kind of well, like better than my other videos. So do it again with this one. This book is, I don't know too much about it and I don't want to know too much about it. I like going into books that have really good reviews blind. All I know about this is that it is a fantasy and it's a romance, and that's all I need to know. I like both of those genres, so I'm excited. The final book I got from thriftbooks.com, Fable. I heard that this is a retelling of The Little Mermaid, and The Little Mermaid is my favorite Disney movie. Like my favorite. I wanted to be a mermaid when I was a kid. I used to blow out my birthday candles wishing to be a mermaid. Like that's how serious it was. And then when I was a swimmer in high school, I felt like I was like living out the dreams of being a mermaid and just swimming all the time, and it was great. Like it was great and I loved it. And so I'm really excited that this is a more modern retelling of the story, because who doesn't love mermaids? But yeah, I'm so excited. Okay, so moving on to my final two books. These books I got from Target. I wasn't expecting to get any more books for this book haul, but they had sale stickers on them, and if a hardcover is 30% off, like I can't resist. I just can't. So I bought this one. So okay, so this is book 4. I'm pretty sure book 4, book 5, and this is book 1. And I know what you're thinking, why would you buy book 4 if you haven't even read book 1 yet or read any of the other ones in the series? But it's just because I fully expect me to really enjoy the series, and I got this for a really good deal, and it's new, and yeah, so I will hold on to this until I get all the way there in the series. So but yeah, this was on sale at Target, and they had a couple copies of it. I haven't found these at Target, but that kind of makes sense because the Target by me only has like 2 half aisles of books, like 1, 2 half aisles of books. So maybe if I go to a bookstore, I'll find them, but it's easier to just order them online. So that's what I'll do, because I already have the rest of the books on my Amazon wish list. I'm gonna read this book this month, so we'll see. I gotta stop getting ahead of myself, but I expect myself to really like this series. So yeah, and the final book that I got for this book haul was a Natasha Preston. If you have watched some of my other videos, then you know I kind of have a thing for Natasha Preston. I wouldn't recommend her books. I think that her writing is really bad, but this is one of my guilty pleasures, and I'm excited. Like, I'm excited to read what I already know is gonna be a bad book. So let me read the back of this one. So maybe I'll stop talking negative about it and I'll read the back. Another one of the reasons why I wanted this one specifically is because one of the main characters shares a name with me, and I just like I don't see my name often in books, but for it to be a Natasha Preston with my name on it, like I felt like it was fate. But anyways, this one is called The Lake, and this is the back. Esme and Kayla once were campers at Camp Pine Lake. Now they're back as counselors in training. Esme loves the little girls in her cabin and thinks it's funny how scared they are of everything. The woods, the bugs, the boys, even swimming in the lake. It reminds her of how she and Kayla used to be before. Because Esme and Kayla did something terrible when they were campers. Something they've kept a secret all these years. They vow that this summer will be awesome. 2 months of sun, s'mores, and flirting with the cute boy counselors. But then they get a message. the lake never forgets. The secret they've kept buried for many years is about to resurface. I'm excited. It's also like gives really good summer vibes because, you know, it's like a summer camp and it's almost summer here, so I am putting this on my to read. Maybe not for May because May is already kind of packed with vampire books. You know how it is. So maybe June, and I'll read some summer vibe books for June. But yeah, you see this 20% off at Target, like worth. So anyways, that was my book haul. If you've read any of these books, tell me in the comments below and let me know how you felt about them, and we can like talk about it together. I think that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you're feeling generous, and I'll see you next week.